Thanks so much, Rich. No, I am so delighted to have the opportunity this evening to spend a little time with this international recording star, Sissel. You're so darn much fun.
Yeah, this is great fun.
We've been having a great time, and we're sure that you've been enjoying her concert as well. And we just want to take this opportunity to let people get to know you a little bit better. And you have been an international recording star. You're extremely popular in Europe, but people in the United States are starting to get to know you. You have done a few smaller venue tours in the United States. How's the United States audience compared to the folks in Europe?
Well, how should I explain this? My experience is that first of all, they come along, and some of the venues that I've been to, people are just like walking around, and suddenly they hear this voice, and they stop and they sit down and stay there the whole concert, and that's like, oh yes, people like my voice, like my singing, and then at the end, some of people go woo 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 woo. So I guess that's very typical American, I would say.
They make more noise here in the United States than in Europe.
A little bit more noise, I would say. In Europe, though, and back home, they're more clapping, and some people cheer as well, but they don't do much of that,
Oh, see, that was me, though, when you said just a little bit ago.
Yeah, you did
That's
that
me doing the cat paw. I fit right in. Typical American audience.
Typical American, yeah.
It really is so much fun, and we're having a great time having you in the studio. And thank you so much for sharing your talents with the Lehigh Valley. And with Lehigh Valley PBS is this benefit concert that supports our public television station. Public television is so important to us here. Why is public television important to you?
Well, PBS is quality programming. And what I have seen when I've been in America, I've joined PBS very much. And what I think is so great for us artists like myself, that we fall a little bit on the side of what we, get radio airplay or whatever television stations show of music or artists. So when I was asked if I want to do a PBS special, I was so thrilled. I was so happy to be asked, because I know you've helped so many European artists earlier. Andrea Bocelli, Sarah Brightman, the three tenors. And I mean, to be part of that European artist coming to America it's an honor. It's a privilege. So I think that PBS is so important for me as an artist, but also for people. I guess people need that kind of television today, especially today.
Even with all the many channels and options that there are here in the United States, public television has always been a safe venue for children, an exciting opportunity for classical music and for performance programming such as your concert, that we're delighted to be able to bring it to you. And it is run by membership, and it is so exciting. It's such a unique opportunity that commercial stations can't brag about like we have. People at home, sitting at home watching us, enjoying this evening with you, are stepping up to the plate and giving us a phone call and casting their vote, so to speak, that they want more of Sissel, and they want, hoping that you'll do even more concerts throughout the United States. And thank you so much for calling in your pledge of support this evening. We appreciate it so very much. We appreciate having Sissel share her talents with you. And she will be here again a little later, and she's going to do some singing for us. But right now, we're going to hear, maybe Rich and Rebecca will sing. I don't know. Thanks so much. I have a very wonderful artist standing right beside me. It is none other than Sissel herself, who has joined us here at the Lehigh Valley PBS studios in Bethlehem. And we're so delighted to have you. Thank you so much for sharing your talents with us. And your repertoire of music is so diverse. What type of artists and what type of styles have inspired you? You seem to like it all.
Well, yeah, I do. Well, first of all, I look at myself as a pop artist, but I really enjoy singing so many different types of music and listening to different types of music. So I mean, when I get so much tempted by all this classical, a little bit of classical and a little bit of pop music, ethnic music, I can't help it. And for me, when I was going to do this special for PBS, I thought that I really wanted to show the viewers, I wanted to see I wanted to show the people what really inspires me and what I like to do. Classical is it's extra music, it's kind of my hobby, and of course that influenced me as well. So my pop music has a little bit of everything in it. So I guess, that's me. In a way.
That's great. And it shows in your music, and you just tell how much you love it. And I was talking to you a little bit and asking you about your hobbies. And maybe it's a certain style of the music that might be one of your hobbies, because singing is your hobby and your profession and so much of what you love. But you dabble in country and western and a little bit of bluegrass, and so, you know, who knows? Maybe that's your hobby.
Well, I think it is. I think it is. I always have a problem when people ask me, what's your hobby? Well, I don't know, because I guess the different styles of music is my hobby, more or less, you know. I guess that's what it is.
We're going to be heading back to the program in just a moment, and so many wonderful songs still to come from the Sissel concert, but we are so delighted that Sissel has agreed to do a members-only benefit concert for you here in the Lehigh Valley that is coming up on June 19th. It's a 7:30 performance. Now, Zollner Arts Center, you have no idea how close you are to where you'll be performing, Sissel. You're like right down the hill. We could just roll down the hill and have you there.
Yeah, maybe we should.
Maybe.
I don't know if we've got time, though.
Well, because we have to be back on the air to talk with these folks, but the fun that you'll have, and we're so excited for you to come here. Tell us a little bit about what that concert's going to be like. It's not going to just be what people are enjoying this evening. There'll be a little bit more things that they haven't seen yet.
Yes, because this concert that you watch here is like, it's like 1 hour long, and the concert that we did in Oslo in November actually was like 2.5 hours long. So I guess some of that extra that you won't see here tonight, you will see that when you come to the concert in June.
So many more things. If you've been enjoying the music of Sissel, we would love for you to give us a call right now. Operators will be standing by at 1-800-360-0039. We're going to head back to the concert, but we just want to tease you a little bit. Stick around, because Sissel will be back in our studios in just a few minutes, and I think we might be able to prompt her to do a little singing for us here in the studio if we ask very nicely. Enjoy the concert.
Studio. Amy?
Thanks, Rich. We really are so delighted to have Sissel joining us live in our studios here at Lehigh Valley PBS in Bethlehem. And you are so delightful to be around, and I'm sure it just comes across on the air through the concert what a real entertainer you are, that you love people, and the energy that you give off is really incredible. But you're so proud of your roots and growing up in Norway, and some of the beginning of this segment actually talked about a Norwegian folk song that you had, and tell us a little bit about that. Tell us a little bit about your upbringing, how it's different than the United States.
Well, I'm not brought up in America, so I don't know much about the difference, but I've been there so much. But for me, coming from Norway, that's such a small country. I mean, being in Norway and traveling around in Norway, it's so. I mean, for me, it's like comforting. I feel home wherever I come in Norway, and of course, there's one thing for every people who have traveled in Norway, it's the nature that sort of come to them immediately, because the nature has such a strong impact on everybody in Norway. And as I told earlier in the concert, that I mean, I brought up with the nature. We went on hiking every weekend. It was a natural thing, and of course, because I love the Norwegian folk music, and that's also part because I love the nature. I think there is a strong combination there, because you can't, I just can't help loving both of them. So I get this very strong feeling for Norwegian folk music as well, the ethnic music.
Will you give us just a little bit of that Norwegian style?
Yeah, I can. There is a song that is about the spring, the water or the waterfall, and the fiddle. And it's you told me that it's been pretty cold here.
It's been a pretty long winter. So wouldn't you like to hear a little about spring?
This is the Norwegian, kind of a little bit touch of the Norwegian spring, and it goes like this.
Fantastic. I just felt a little like spring. Didn't I start snapping, but, I was afraid I'd be off beat, so I thought I'd better not. But it is so much fun to have you here, and it really is exciting that you're willing to do a benefit concert for us here at Lehigh Valley PBS, and that you believe in public television so much. And what would you like to share with your new fans of the United States and of the Lehigh Valley specifically?
Well, I would love to share with them the joy that I have of singing and music. The joy that I have of doing all these different types of music, actually. I mean, this concert that we done is something that I really want to show the people that watch PBS, that wanted to show them what inspires me to do my kind of pop music, and that is the mixture of all these kind of different styles of music. Well, music is my hobby, it's my life, it's my work, so, I mean, I can't help doing it. So that's what I want to give people who come to the concert, give them a joyful evening and a beautiful evening.
And it will be a beautiful evening coming up on June 19th at Zollner Arts Center at Lehigh University. A great opportunity to learn more about it. We're going to head back over to Rich and Rebecca.
Standing by with some more conversation with Sissel is Amy Burkett.
Thanks so much, Rich. So many people in the United States got their first introduction to Sissel thanks to the soundtrack from the movie Titanic. She did everything but the title track on that program, and it was such an amazing, I mean, everyone was moved by that music, and the voice is so beautiful, but we hadn't seen the face, and how beautiful you are, and it matches the music. And how did you get involved in that?
Well, James Horner, the composer of the score, and he came across one of my Norwegian albums, and then he heard one specific Norwegian folk song or hymn, and he just called me up and said if I wanted to come to LA and meet him. And I remember I came into this huge studio and we sat by the grand piano, and he said, could you please hum these few lines, because it's something I've been writing and I would just want to hear you sing them now, because he had been thinking of my voice when he wrote these themes, and I just immediately fell in love with these beautiful lines. And I was like, I remember I got goosebumps. Is that what you say?
Great, goosebumps.
And I was like, wow, this is fantastic. And I remember we recorded it in the studio with the movie. I saw the movie because I was not going to sing any words. So that was very important for me to see what kind of emotions I was going to express with my oohs and ahs and you know. And that was, I mean, I was crying. Sometimes I just had to stop singing and I said, could we please hold a little minute, because it was so emotional. I thought it was so wonderful.
Oh, and it came across so incredibly to everyone across the globe. So many people just felt it, and it was amazing. You mentioned to me that you used your voice like an instrument, and so many people don't think of it that way, but it really is what it was for that, with no real words to sing.
Yeah, that's true. It was really a big challenge for me that I really, really enjoyed very much that I was asked to do. I mean, James Horner is a wonderful man to work with, and I enjoyed every minute of it.
Now, is that something that people might be able to hear you sing in the Lehigh Valley concert, or?
I think so, yeah.
You know, so many things coming up in that Lehigh Valley concert. We do hope that you'll give us a call. We're about to head back to the concert, but operators from the Allentown Community Concerts Association are standing by in the studio here to take your phone call and get you back on your comfy couch to be comfortable and enjoy the rest of the Sissel concert. Coming up in a little bit, we're going to hear Sissel sing a beautiful song, a beautiful lullaby called Sarah's Song. So stick around and enjoy. We'll be able to have Sissel here in our studios at Lehigh Valley PBS. So we're going to quit talking about it and we're going to get to the goods. Sissel is going to be performing a song that she has co-written with a couple of her friends. It is called Sarah's Song, and it is a reverse lullaby from her daughter Sarah to her mom. I'm sure you'll enjoy Sissel.